Michelle Trachtenberg's final Instagram selfie looked ordinary, or so it seemed, until eagle-eyed fans spotted a faint yellow ring in her eyes. Within hours, speculation exploded. Was it a filter? Surgery? Something darker? Stick around, because the real answer blindsides even veteran doctors. No one guessed that color was a warning flare from her own body, a message neither publicists nor paparazzi could spin away. Today, we follow the trail of clues that led from a single photo to a devastating verdict, and expose the private battles the actress fought alone. Stay with me, because every chapter uncovers a new layer you haven't heard, and by the end, one truth will leave you questioning how well we ever know our idols. Ready? Let's dive in. Scroll back to January 2024. Michelle uploads a quick bathroom selfie. Teased hair, playful smirk, smudged eyeliner. Comments flood in. Girl, what happened to your face? Lay off the fillers. Someone get her medical help. Michelle fires back, typing, Fun fact, this is just my face. No malnutrition, no problems. Check yourself, haters. Cue the virtual mic drop, but screenshot the image, zoom in. The whites of her eyes aren't white. They've gone sunflower pale, a classic sign of a liver crying for help. Viewers dismissed it as bad lighting. Doctors reading later headlines would call it a neon bright warning. She posted 4 more pictures that month, each thinner, each tinted with the same uncanny shade. To fans, the change looked like another Hollywood diet. To anyone versed in medicine, it was a silent alarm. Yet the feed kept scrolling, the likes kept ticking, and the clock inside her body kept counting down. Little did anyone know, the timer was already in its final minutes. Michelle's close circle knew the score. Diabetes mellitus, diagnosed in her mid-20s, had shadowed every red carpet moment. The blood sugar roller coaster grew wilder after years of night shoots and skipped meals. By 2024, damage showed up in the unlikeliest place, her liver. An emergency transplant saved her life, but triggered a domino line of new complications. Immunosuppressants stole her bone density. She cracked a rib laughing on set. Nerve pain bit her knees until she hit a cane inside designer clutches. Onlookers whispered pills, powder, or worse. Friends tried and failed to correct the gossip. At 39, she was fighting a disease that demanded rigid discipline, but also forbade isolation. Exactly what fame and fear of leaks pushed her into. Alone with a glucose meter, alone with insomnia, alone with the dull ache that asked, what if the next crash doesn't bounce back? Michelle's answer was to disappear, except disappearance only sharpened the rumor machine. And the rumors? They were just getting warmed up. West 57th Street, Manhattan. A penthouse hidden from paparazzi lenses by mirrored glass. Inside, Michelle, her boyfriend agent Jay Cohen, and a 3-legged black cat named Martini who slept on draft pages of her secret screenplay. Neighbors rarely saw her. Seamless drivers did. Dozens of late-night deliveries marked leave at door. Insiders say she binged classic noirs, studying lighting, dialogue, symbolism. Fuel for a directorial debut she prayed would redefine her career. She rehearsed lines to keep her instrument sharp, then iced bruised ankles nobody else would ever see. Industry friends texted invites. She declined with variations of next month. Months slipped by. When a photo of her walking with a cane resurfaced from 2019, tabloids wrote, Michelle Trachtenberg, what went wrong? She didn't answer. She was too busy fighting to make something go right. But the battle on screen was nothing next to the one playing out in her bloodstream. And in a moment, that hidden war would break the surface. That morning broke cold and bright. Around 7:40 a.m., Michelle's mother rang her daughter, planning brunch. No answer. She tried again. Silence. She let herself in, found Michelle unresponsive, dialed 911. Paramedics recorded time of death minutes after 8. Reporters camped outside the building within an hour. By noon, push notifications blared. Gossip Girl star, 39, found dead. The world gasped, and then rushed to fill the vacuum of facts. Michelle's family, observant Jews, refused an autopsy, citing religious law. New York's medical examiner respected the wish. With no autopsy, the death certificate read, undetermined. Headlines turned that single word into a tabloid's feast, and when official voices go silent, rumor never whispers. It roars. Brace yourself, because what came next makes fiction look tame. One blogger claimed a botched full-body makeover. Another broadcast an anonymous friend, insisting she had OD'd on pain meds. A TikTok psychologist diagnosed depression from 3 seconds of paparazzi footage. Conspiracy threads linked her liver transplant to secret drinking. None stuck, but each left a stain. Rosie O'Donnell posted, she struggled. I loved her. Sarah Michelle Gellar rewrote a Buffy quote, The hardest thing in this world is to live in it, especially when truth hides behind fear. Their grief humanized her, but also poured gasoline on speculation. Struggled with what? Views skyrocketed, comment sections turned feral. Michelle's real story lay tangled beneath hashtags and half-truths, waiting for science to speak. Science, however, moves at lab speed, not click speed. TikTok, the world waited, until one official page detonated everything. 49 days later, April 16, 2025, a one-page update from the Office of Chief Medical Examiner landed in newsroom inboxes. Cause of death, complications of diabetes mellitus, manner, natural. Translation, her blood sugar swung so violently that vital organs, already stressed by transplant medication, couldn't compensate. The final spiral likely unfolded in hours: dizziness, confusion, then catastrophic metabolic shutdown. Toxicology revealed no illicit substances, no overdose triggers. The scandal the internet expected simply didn't exist. The real story was sadder. Chronic illness neglected by a system that values silence over vulnerability. Diabetes rarely grabs headlines. It doesn't fit thriller tropes. Yet it kills more Americans yearly than car crashes and flu combined. And it thrives in secrecy. Michelle didn't need a headline. She needed help, and soon the world would ask why she didn't get it. Spoiler, the reason is as frustrating as it is preventable. Behind locked clinic doors, Michelle wrestled with insurance gatekeepers. Experimental anti-rejection drugs for her liver transplant weren't fully covered. Every refill demanded appeals. Physical therapy visits lapsed when co-pays stacked higher than streaming royalties. Confidentiality clauses threatened projects if her condition leaked. She chose silence over solvency. She canceled a convention appearance after fainting backstage. She ghost-wrote dialogue to pay hospital bills, yet the screenplay she burned to direct sat unfinished because she couldn't secure bonding without a clean medical note. Friends begged her to go public. She calculated the cost. One casting director's whisper, too risky to insure, could slam every door. She stayed quiet, and the disease exploited that quiet. When paramedics carried her from the penthouse, the screenplay rested on her desk, red pen edits frozen mid-sentence. Its working title? Unseen. Sometimes art imitates life so closely it bleeds, and her final line will leave you speechless. News of the medical examiner's verdict pivoted the narrative. Fans flooded comment boards with regret. Buffy alumni organized a diabetes charity stream, raising $500,000 in 12 hours. Gossip Girl co-star Blake Lively posted, "Her talent was fierce, her fight fiercer." Producers reading her unfinished screenplay called it dark, funny, and fearless. They plan to film it posthumously, crediting her as writer. The shooting draft keeps one line circle highlighted by Michelle's pen. "Everyone battles something you'll never see, so be gentle." That sentence echoes louder now than any paparazzi shutter. Michelle Trachtenberg's life reminds us that chronic illness hides behind perfect lighting, that fame can amplify pain, not ease it, and that empathy is the only spotlight bright enough to catch what's often invisible. So I'll leave you with this. If one overlooked selfie could carry a life or death clue, how many other stories are silently broadcasting their distress while we scroll past? Drop your thoughts below, share your own unseen battles, and if you fought a hidden fight yourself, know that your story deserves to be heard long before the credits roll.